Good afternoon and welcome to the 2026 Sunset Rewind Girls Volleyball Preview. We're going to preview all 7 Sunset League girls volleyball coaches. My name is Charlie Brand. My partner, Taryn Rodriguez, is also known as the Answer Man.
Or the Dawn.
The Dawn, I don't get that, but anyway. And we are so lucky to have our first coach is my friend Patrick Eaton, he's in his second year at Newport, but he's been coaching for a long, long time, very successfully everywhere he's gone. Last year was your first year, and you guys had a great year considering how young you were. You're very talented and very tall, but inexperienced.
For sure.
And you lost one senior, Talia Berry, who's now at Southern Utah, and you bring back 3 great pen hitters, Piper Cody, Ella Olson, and don't forget Vladimira Kotsakov.
Can't forget, no.
No. And then a newcomer, a junior just committed to Pepperdine, Morgan Starkenberg.
Yes.
Your coaching style, I've watched you and known you since you were little, and you love your style, love what you do. You were at Tesoro with the boys and girls for a long time, did a great job with the girls at Santa Margarita. You've been with Balboa Bay thankfully for Balboa Bay for a long, long time, very successfully also. Why don't you tell us about your returning team, who you like? You've got some holes to fill, but you've also got some experience coming back.
Sure.
Anything to add to that?
Yeah, we also want to know about Ella Olson and what makes her so different, as well as Piper Cody and Morgan Starkenberg and their commitments. So.
Sure. Well, I'll start with the group in a whole. I think last year was a good season for us, and we battled and got better as the season went, which is great. And I think more than anything else, gained a ton of experience for a group of a lot of returners, a lot of seniors this year. Losing Talia Berry was huge. I think we've got players to fill that, but she was just such a good leader for us last year and super consistent. We're really excited for Talia moving on to college, but now we got Kinsley Labani stepping in that spot. I'm really excited for Kinsley, and all of us that have been around volleyball for a long time, we know that player sometimes that was good enough to start, but is sitting behind a player older than her, and Kinsley was just such a good soldier last year and didn't complain and did the things necessary. And now I'm really excited for her to kind of step in and get a shot. And I think she understands that too. More than anything else, I've had that conversation with her a few times. And a lot of times those are the best players to coach because I think she understands that this is her shot. She's been waiting for the opportunity to be a starter. And you bring back a lot of her friends and teammates that she's played with for a long time. And now she's got the keys to the car. So I'm excited for Kinsley. So number one. And then, yeah, the big names it's huge. It's great to Ella, it's great to have Ella back, and she's such a dynamic volleyball player and a great personality more than anything else, and we need that as much as possible, is just her personality, her ability to bring her intensity and competitive nature to the court every day. And then obviously it helps to have the arm that she's got attached to that right shoulder is incredible, and she's another one I'm really excited for this year, just taking another step in leadership and being super dependable for her teammates and taking a lot of young girls under her wing right now, which has been awesome. And Vladdy was great, and traditionally an outside hitter and played on the right and sacrificed for her teammates last year. And then she played club for me all year. And I love Vladdy. Vladdy's got a lot of her family in her. She's tough as nails.
Love that family.
Super competitive and being the youngest, she's willing to speak up when we need her, which is great. And then Piper, kind of blew up. I think last year was huge for her. It was a good, to watch her as a sophomore in that league battle the way she did and was the target a lot of times and handled that with toughness and grace was awesome. And then to watch her, playing with our under-17 national team and getting better in that spot and playing with a lot of really good volleyball players and now committing to college, and we're really excited for Piper. And
University of Indiana.
Yeah, man.
The Hoosiers.
The Hoosiers, they're getting a good one in Piper. And it's been exciting just since summer camp, watching her growth from where we ended last year to where she is this year has been incredible. And then a lot of staples from last year. Caden Klausing was huge for us and a captain, and getting her voice back is huge. Campbell Kelly is the same way, and then you add Morgan Starkenberg is know the name. We start hearing the name. She's blown up and
I
really
remember
really good.
watching her as a freshman on the JV team, I'm
Sure.
going, who is that?
Yeah, she is. She just looks like a volleyball player. Just one of those people. She walks by. If you saw her at the movie theater, you'd say that's a volleyball player. And she plays like it. Super competitive, 3-sport athlete, and
Basketball, track, high jump.
and great at all three.
Yeah.
I think that's the coolest part. And I think the experience of playing in those spots really translates to what we're doing on the volleyball court right now. And she had a great club season, and now to watch her getting a shot playing with all these girls that I think a lot of those girls are the best players that she's ever played with, and watching her elevate her game over the last couple of weeks has been impressive, and we're excited for her this year. So it's going to be fun.
Question mark.
Sure.
We talked about the setting filling Talia's role.
Sure.
How about your libero?
Libero, we was kind of a little bit of a committee last year, and we ran
Kind
through
of.
a few kids, kind of, we who the hot hand was, but we got some girls in the building right now, and mainly kind of leading that group is Natalie Wells right now. She's doing a really good job, and she was in that mix last year, started probably the most amount of games for our liberos, and really good server more than anything else. And then her work this year with Dan Glenn was huge. You could see she was on the beach with him a lot this year and getting better with her serve receive. And as we know, out there in the sand, you can't hide. They're gonna find you. And so, but she was great. She was great leading that group down in the sand, and she's brought that intensity. It's the one thing about Natalie is she's got a great work ethic. She practices really hard. So we're fired up for her.
You make a great point there. That's a libero who has played and trained a lot in the sand.
Yep.
Movement is critical.
Yep.
And that's what she needs to do. And it sounds like she's really taking steps
and I
forward.
think she's embraced what she does well, which is she's a great defender. She's a good mover, and the way she trains in our practice building every day, we're just really excited for her to kind of to step, another senior stepping into a big role for us this year. So we're excited for Natalie, and hopefully she's got that confidence to say this is mine, and to kind of step up, and she's been doing a great job of that over the last couple of weeks. So it's been good.
Talking about philosophy in the game, some people are offensive coaches, some people are defensive coaches.
Sure.
I know you pretty well, but define what you would do with this team. What do you think is especially what we need to be better at later on?
Sure.
Without giving up too much information for the other coaches.
Of course.
Pat's been doing- he knows what he's doing,
The poker
Tara.
player in me won't give up too much, but we're big. I think we've got some good size, and regardless of your size or the strengths of your volleyball team, it's girls high school volleyball, and if you don't defend, you're not going to win. And so that's kind of been a big thing for us, is just going hard at all times, is practicing at a high level. And as you know, I preach that every day. Every coach wants that, but do you keep the fire on?
That's your specialty.
That's what
Your
I want.
teams are going to play hard.
You got to have desire, right?
Yeah.
I make the joke with the kids. If I pulled a kid off the street and you explained what volleyball was, don't let the ball hit the floor. Well, if we're okay letting the ball hit the floor and we want to talk about being a good volleyball team, there's a disconnect going on here.
Right.
So our whole thing right now is just going as hard as we can at all times. Whether it's a ball I think can get or not, that discussion can't be in our head. The discussion just needs to say go. And so, and that's where girls like Natalie Wells comes in and are big. And when you've got girls like her and Piper and Ella who are all returners and they're flying for volleyballs, it just sets the tone for the group. And then they know that if they don't, they're going to hear from it. They're going to hear from their coach. But, and I say it to them all the time, I'm the first to push them. But when we do it right, I'll be the first one to get fired up. I thought we did it right in practice today. Today was a great practice. And we were flying for volleyballs this morning. And if we can do that, then that puts us in a great spot. But again, it's serve and pass, right? Serve and pass. You serve and pass, and you play well, and you tag on some defense behind it and a little grit, and hopefully we'll be where we want to be.
It's got to be a little hard not to look at the offense.
Of
You've got
course.
some great middles. You've got the 3-pin hitters are all legit.
For sure.
You're training your setter now, and your ball control is going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're going to be able to run a lot more than just high school
And
girls
that's what we
volleyball.
want. Like, I don't want to be vanilla. I want us to run different routes, and I want us to play fast. And I've been saying that every day in our gym. The pedal's got to be to the floor. The
Right.
pedal's got to be to the floor. We want to play fast, and we Ferraris are meant to go quick, and I think we're a Ferrari right now. So if we can go fast, then that's a good thing for us. But again, if we can't control the volleyball, then all that stuff goes out the window. So Right now, it's just, can we control the ball? Can we play hard? I think the offense and the athleticism of the girls will take over at that point. But our staple needs to be the things that we can control the most. And the thing we can control the most is our effort. And so if our effort's high, then everything else takes care of itself. So we'll see. And again, that's even if we're having a good day, we're still playing in the league that we play in. And we're not going to get in easy matches. So can we train and put ourselves in those tough environments in our own gym so we're prepared for Tuesday, Thursday nights. So.
Right.
Mm-hmm. The only thing you can really control is yourself, as a famous coach once said. And you obviously can't be vanilla when it comes to the Sunset League. You got to be Rocky Road, Sherbet, or anything of that
I'm
sort.
going to have you come in and talk to the team.
Sure.
I like that.
Hey, don't
like
be
that.
careful what you talk about, okay? He may try and do it.
I love it.
I mean, I've had experience pep talking.
I've heard it, Darren. You can fire me up. I love it.
I like your size and the ability to run the middle. Then allows you to use some of these good pin hitters out of the back row.
For sure.
Now the systems are using that pin hitter in different spots.
Yeah.
Which is really, really
and
exciting.
we talk about that a lot. Lanes, right?
Yeah.
We want every lane we want to use as many lanes as not the same 3 lanes that everyone else uses. Everyone goes down the middle and sets the balls to the antennas. That's great, but we want to be able to add a little flavor to what we're doing and get some players moving around. A lot of it is because we got a team full of seniors, and there's not a lot of surprises on the other side of the net right now. And so when we play the Huntingtons and the Los Al's and the Edisons, the Corona Del Mars, these teams that are really good and are well coached, they know who's getting the ball. So we put those girls in an environment and put some pressure on the block that they're in some one-on-one spots, and hopefully we're successful with that.
Give me a rundown of your coaching staff. I know
Sure.
most of them are all back.
They're all back.
And they
They're all
know
back.
Pat's system
I don't
now,
know
what
if
we
it's me
want.
having them fooled or they're just a glutton for punishment. But no, I love our group and they're great people more than anything else. I think a lot of people in coaching nowadays, we're really focused on the transactional part, which is, wins and losses. And I'm still stuck on the transformation part. Can we transform young kids into young adults? And that group of adults that I have behind me right now are doing a great job. And so, I've got Matt Johnson with me again with the varsity. He's just such a good volleyball mind and great especially with defense and setting ourselves up when we're serving and putting ourselves in. The kids love him, which is great. And he'd talk about a great arm. He's just cooking volleyballs in there. And having him with me on varsity has been huge. So
You two work together so well. He's got information and you're constantly pulling stuff from him. And throwing it out there.
And
It's
we've
great.
gotten close enough that, and as you know, with anyone who's on my staff, you need someone who can calm me down a little bit sometimes. And he's great at that. So having Matt, and he's been at Newport longer than me, which is great. It's good to be able to lean on him. So that's been awesome. And then JV, you've got Sam Rice back, and Sam is a varsity volleyball coach coaching JV team. And so I'm lucky to have her, and I'm going to hang on to her as long as I possibly can. And she did a great job with that team last year. And a lot of those girls that have moved up to varsity are prepared, I think, because of Sam. And she's got the main man, Mark, and Mark Pick in the building. And
Your general manager, by the way.
General
The
manager,
do-it-all man.
The do-it-all, the boss, the head honcho. I mean, he's just... I said it last time we were on, just his connection to the community more than anything else is so big. We did our parent kickoff last weekend, and how many of them go, oh, I see him when he's walking his dog every day, and I see him at the coffee shop. And so to have someone like that, but don't get it twisted. The man knows volleyball. He knows volleyball, and he knows kids more than anything
He was
else.
one of the first outstanding players in Corona Del Mar history in the 70s.
That's why we're lucky to have him at Newport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, but having him is huge. It's huge for the program. It's huge for the kids. He's such an ally for them every single day. Because it's the same thing. It's more than volleyball. Those kids are in there. There's a lot going on in their lives, and I think having Mark, who was a great parent, a great father, and having him around those kids and around us is awesome. And then frost off, we've got Jody Brown. Jody Brown is back. Another, just to have people in your corner that the kids know will listen to them about anything and are there to help is huge. And then she's just a great volleyball
And
mom.
especially a woman.
100%. 100%. And she's just so good with those kids. I mean, the jump, I feel like the gap between 8th grade and freshman year in maturity is getting bigger. And to have Jody there to teach these kids how to be a high school student and a high school athlete is huge, and we get done with that, and you see it every single year. No one gets a bigger applause at the banquet than our girl Jody Brown. And Dylan Rubio helped with the boys this year. Comes from a good coaching line.
Great coaching
really good
line.
coaching line.
Dad and uncle
yeah,
are
right.
famous
and,
coaches.
And he coached club with me this past year and did a fantastic job with the kids. But I think the one thing that you get with him is the understanding of what it takes when you're in high school trying to get to the next level. And he's got a great story of battling in Arizona, and now he's out here playing at OCC and trying to achieve his dream, and he's getting closer and closer to it. And so to have a guy like that in the gym with the kids, the girls are going to love him. It's his first year with the girls, and he did a fantastic job with the boys. So I got to hang on to him as long as we can, because he's going to be gone, hopefully playing somewhere big at some point.
He's going to be playing somewhere sometime.
Absolutely.
He will. I can confirm.
And he's just great. It's been awesome having him in the building. So our coach staff is set, and we're fired up for him.
I like your schedule.
Mm-hmm.
You've got some big games. You've got San Clemente, who's going to be good this year.
Yep.
You've got the Sunset League with Los Alamitos, Huntington, all of them.
Marina.
You've got, always throws in Marina.
Of course.
Hey,
you know they finished third
Marina.
last year. They finished third last
Battlers, man.
year. But then you've got two great tournaments.
Yeah.
Or, you've got Tesoro,
Sure.
3 great tournaments. You've got the Dave Mose, the Orange County Championship,
Yep.
which is always good. And then the best of all of them, you're going to Las Vegas to
Yeah.
play in the Durango.
That's the heavyweight.
Yeah.
The second straight year.
It is, and it's tough. It's tough, and last year we did a great job in tournament play. Obviously we won the Tesoro tournament, which is great, and that's going to be hard to do that again. And that tournament every year, Rich Polk does a great job and gets a lot of really good teams into that area. I love it because you get a lot of the South County teams, which we don't really see up here a lot. So.
You were a part of that program for a long time.
I was
Well,
lucky,
very, very
lucky to
important.
be a part of it, and he still runs some of the best tournaments in the county. So we'll be at that one. Well, it'll be huge. Obviously, Dave Mose it's the mecca of Orange County. It's the best tournament to play in, and Trent Jackson's done a great job running that tournament forever, and last year it just got even bigger and even tougher. And we host a site for that too, so it's great to be able to play in your own building a little bit.
And to honor a man like Dave Mose, who's
Incredible
so
human.
instrumental
Yeah.
in developing coaches,
For sure.
growing our game,
For sure.
and showing kids what a great role model.
And hopefully, all of us coaches that knew him or know the story of him are telling the kids. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing right now in volleyball is making sure that the people that we all grew up, for me, that I grew up looking up to are still, that name is still on the tip of our tongues, and these kids are learning the story. Because that's without these people, the game isn't what it is right now in Orange County. So, and then one more tournament, Durango. I firmly believe it's the best tournament in the country, and that's the deepest tournament in the country. We had some unfortunate stuff on the way to it last year with some chaos, and the kids handled it really well. And so we all know that when you travel sometimes things, you get some wild curveballs a little bit. But and so this year, hopefully, we'll have a nice, easy trip on the way out there and can stay focused on the volleyball part a little bit more.
Teach us some resilience.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Things happen. But again, I think any outside impact on your program is a good opportunity and a teachable moment for the kids. And I thought we handled it well last year. But we're looking forward this year to getting out there and giving it our best shot. There's a lot of really good nationally ranked teams. A lot of teams that'll be better than us, but it'll be a good test for us to see how tough we are. If we think we're tough enough to win the Sunset League, then we should be getting a good finish in Durango. So.
Speaking of that Sunset League, let's break down the teams in that league that you like. You maybe don't like them.
I like them.
But they're talented.
Respect them is the word.
It's why I spent a long time wanting to be in this league. It's the talent, and I said it last time I was on this. The coaching more than anything else is high caliber. You know, and I found that out the hard way sometimes last year. And the LosAls, the Huntingtons, the Edisons, the Corona Del Mars, the Marinas, and Fountain Valley's getting better. There's no gimmies. There's no easy matches, and for our kids that want to play in college, that's the closest thing you're going to get to college. There's not a lot of easy games, and that's the biggest thing. And then I think you have, rivalries. You got teams don't want to lose to each other in this league. That's the best part. I've been a part of other leagues, and sometimes you lose, and it's more about yourself. But in this league, you lose, and you're upset, and you got to hear about it when you go to the restaurant. You got to hear about it when you're hanging out, and all these kids know each other, which makes it a lot of fun. But yeah, we're excited. Those teams are really good. I think every team in the league this year is going to be really good, and those coaches and the caliber of the coaches, everyone's going to be prepared to play. So can we be in that same spot? So we'll see.
All great coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Sunset League had 2 teams in the Division One or the Open Division last year, which is definitely something to know, as well as Marina knocking off a really talented, I think it was Valley Christian in the Division II playoffs, and then Marina, and then CDM had a deep run in Division III, going all the way to the quarterfinals against Foothill. So yeah, the Sunset League is pretty deep, if you ask me, and it's gonna get better this year
For sure.
Let's talk about what a lot of people would think are the real games.
Sure.
You've got 2 Battles of the Bay coming up. September 14th, you play at Corona Del Mar.
Yep.
And that'll, as it always is, will be.
That's a Monday, yeah.
It's a Monday,
Yeah.
which is a little different, but it'll be the Battle of Newport, Corona Del Mar,
For sure.
which is the Battle of the Bay. A big one is the final time you play on October 8th, and you play at Newport.
Yep.
You're going to honor 11 seniors on senior night.
Yeah.
And it's the In-N-Out Burger truck will be there
The
selling.
most important, right? The most important.
Can't forget
yeah,
that.
With the senior night landing on Corona Del Mar, I think that's a special night. I think it's a special night for the kids, and I think it's a special night for the Corona Del Mar seniors. We're going to do our best to celebrate them too. It's going to be late in the year, and hopefully put on a good show that night, and hopefully it'll be a packed house and electric that night like it always is. But it's always a tough one. Throw the records out, right? Throw the records out. Throw out who beat who before. It's who's good on that night, who's prepared to handle the moment, who's prepared to handle the chaos and the signs on the wall and the people in the building and all that kind of stuff. I think there's a lot involved, but I love Max. I've known Max for forever, and I'm so excited for him at Corona Del Mar. And both of us kind of came into this thing at the same time, and so I'm really excited, and I got nothing for respect for Max and his staff over there. So we're looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. So
I've always thought the Battle of the Bay, even both of them, but they just prepare you for CIF.
Totally.
Because it's a whole different game than
it's
a normal
only
league game.
Few schools that you get matches where it's that big of an environment, you know, and we're lucky that we get to for sure every year before CIF. Because once you get in CIF and it's getting late in the year and everyone wants to come to the games, it's a different environment. And so to have that tension and that, environment early is good for us, and it prepares us to kind of move forward. But preparation's one thing. You want to walk out of there with a win, right? You want to walk out of there with the win. But it'll be exciting. It's gonna be fun.
I also like the fact that it really is a pressure situation.
Of course.
So you as a coach can learn which of your players can handle that and
100%.
which maybe have a little trouble with
100%. And that's another one of those matches where everyone knows everybody.
Yeah.
You're not walking in and getting surprised by some outside hitter. You know what you're getting into, and so do the fans, and they surely let everyone know about it. But it's exciting. The kids love it. The community loves it more than anything else, and we're excited for it. And hopefully we'll be playing at our best. Hopefully. So we'll see.
I'm sure you will.
Thank you.
I know
I love that faith right there. I'll take that.
Karen, what do you have?
Your season opener is actually against Orange Lutheran on the 11th of August. That was a team that I kind of got to see in Queens the Court this past weekend.
Sure.
This is being recorded on Thursday, August 6th. Like, what kind of goes into a schedule in terms of making it and maybe renewing like rivalries, or is that top secret?
No, it's not top secret. I think you want to play good teams, and more than anything else, you want to play teams from good leagues. And we've spent a lot of time talking about the Sunset League, which is great. Trinity League is pretty good, and those teams are really, really good. And Orange Lutheran's been battling in that league for a long time, and so it'll be a good test for us to get a team that's played in some really tough matches against some really tough competition. And like you said, they've already played in a tournament, so they've already got one thing over the top of us right now. But luckily, we're playing at home, and we got to show up and take care of ourselves, and if we can do that, then we'll be in a good spot. But again, they're well coached, they're organized. We know they're going to be ready to play. So we're going to have to defend our home court and hopefully get off to a good start. And whether the storms of a first match, those are coming for sure. It doesn't matter who you're playing, but they're going to be a good team. So can we take care of ourselves and control our environment? So we'll see.
I was going to also mention, is there any possibility that the Sunset Trinity crossover will be coming back?
That's for someone well above my pay grade, Darren. I don't know. I take care of myself and take care of my teams. I think it's two of the best leagues in the county. And a lot of those teams, I know for a lot of us, we've got a side eye on each other, and we're keeping an eye on each other all year round. But we'll run into each other at tournaments. We always do. Orange Lutheran's the only one on our schedule this year, but I know we're going to run into the Orange County Championships. We're going to run into those teams at the Tesoro tournament, and definitely I know Mater Dei and
Santa Margarita.
Santa Margarita goes out to Durango, so
maybe Jay Serra.
Yeah,
in terms of Dave Mose
for sure. So all those teams are really good, and it's a really deep league just like ours. But anytime those two leagues are getting off with each other, it's going to be a tough one. So we've got one right off the bat here on Tuesday. So we just got to take care of that one right now. So that's kind of our focus.
Well, as always, this has been very informative. Patrick Eaton, thank you for taking the time to join us.
Guys.
Good luck with your season.
Thank you.
I'm excited about
You know what? I'm
this
excited
team can
too, and
do.
thank you to you guys. I don't think we're not enough of us coaches. You guys are putting a spotlight on us. I think our game needs it. I think our league needs it. Our league is so good, and the community around us is incredible, and you guys are putting a spotlight on it every week for us. So appreciate you guys. Thank you.
A couple of weeks into the season, we're going to have this podcast with a couple of your players.
Can't wait.
And that's
Battle of the
always.
You think my personality is big?
I
Just
know.
get ready to get those kids
I
sitting
know,
right here,
they're-
man. They take. I'd say they take after their coach. It might be me taking after them a little bit more after
Yeah.
after a full season, but they'll be excited to sit down and have a chat with you guys for sure.
especially for Battle of the Bay.
Oh, I know. They're talking about it already. It's hard to stay focused on what's in front of us right now, but thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you from Sunset Rewind.
Absolutely.
Give your spiel.
Yeah, season can't get here any sooner. Less than a week away. But thank you, Pat Eaton, and thank you, everyone, for watching this episode of Sunset Rewind 2026 Girls Volleyball Edition. Thank you to our people behind the lens. We appreciate you for producing this. Without you, Charlie and I wouldn't be doing this. But thank you to Charlie. I wouldn't want to go to war with anyone else. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Go subscribe to Sunset Rewind. Also follow Sunset Rewind on TikTok, X, and on Instagram. And check out Sunset Rewind on the website, sunsetrewind.com, where we not only just cover girls volleyball, we cover football, we cover water polo, we cover all of those sports in terms of the Sunset League. So definitely check all of that out. We'll be back with another podcast in the near future. But yeah, take care, everybody.